In the vast expanse of the galaxy, two predatory species had achieved sentience, Arari and unsettling cures. The first, the Arxis, were an anomaly that defied the Federation's style theories. On intelligence, previous hypotheses positate thought cooperation was a prerequisite for higher thinking and technological edenton, but the Arxis existencitude, this belief their evolution was driven not by cooperation but by a brutal pleasure-driven war among the Melves, leading them to Despite the constant threat of self-annihilation, the Federation, intrigued and hopeful, made the grave mistake of intervening, believing that upliftment would eradicate their destructive tendencies. They provided the Arxis with means to escape their planet. Instead, they unleashed a nightmare. The Arza, with their newfound technology, ravaged the galaxy, enslaving millions and treating the Federation's children as delications. Lack of compassion and relentless cruelty led to an endless war for This devastating encounter led to a firm Federation decree: no predatory spies could be allowed to reach the stars. They were deemed too dangerous. Tough, civilized universe, yet unbeknownst to the public, Asakand, predatory species, had been centuries ago, much like they are ex-US. They exhibited violent behavior savant from their broadcasts. The Federation had planned their extermination, but before action could be taken, nuclear explosions obliterated their planet. This species was dismissed and forgotten, relegated. Toa footnote: in the annals of Federation history, however, recent events unearthed this forgotten menace. Governor Taurus advisors were scouring records about these predators as a vessel approached Heartfire world. The subspace trail led back to Earth, the very planet once Believeto have eradicated itself. Governor Lyra, military advisor Revictorest, urgently: we must try to shoot them down. Are you certain we cannot evacuate the planet? Lyra asked, a note after aspiration in her voice. Revic sighed: you know the answer, ma'am. They were within orbital range by the time we detected them. It's already too late. Ivory FTL relay was broadcasting a planetary distress signal, but help washes away. By the time allies arrived, their world would be reduced to rubble, facing annihilation or enslavement. Lyra saw no choice but to surrender. The Federation's forces were depleted from a recent Arxis incursion, leaving them vulnerable. Fighting back was futile. Yes, I know, Lyra resignedly agreed. Send out an emergency alert. Get the civilians to bomb shelters immediately. Contact the incoming ship. I will personally offer our unconditional surrender without firing a single shot. Revik growled: perhaps they'll be kinderthan the Arxis. My hope is they'll spare the children. The haunting memories of our ex-U's atrocities filled her mind. At worst, can buy some time, but if we fight, they'll kill us all. Turning away from Revik, Lyra signaled the discussion in aid, set up a camera, and with a swish of her tail she showed she was ready. Fear gripped her as they hailed Thevasol on all frequencies. Would these creatures even respond? Predators didn't typically engage in dialogue with prey unless it was to toy with them. To her surprise, their ship accepted their a brown-skinned being appeared on screen, seated in a pilot scare. As Lyra prepared to speak, its forward-facing eyes locked onto hers, and it beat its teeth in what she assumed was a snarl. Instinctively she recoiled, expecting an announcement of doom. The translator buzzed in her ear, translating the alien words. Hello, we come in peach in behalf of the human race. Peace. What? Lyra blurted out, stunned. The predator's face shifted, seeming almost confused. That translate wrong. You know peace, friendship. Yes, I know what peace means, Lyra stammered. Why would you want that? Why would you not? The human reply genuined. Liply, my people have looked to Thestas for a long time and wondered if there was anyone else out there. I'm happy to have an answer, and to know we're not alone. You speak of peace. Butu can't keep the snarl off your face. Predator Reviconta ejected. What? I don't. The human trailed off, realization dawning. You mean that smile, don't you? I am so sorry, I don't mean to offend you. What does that word mean? Lyra skedizantly. It's how humans show happiness and goodwill. Our lips curve open. The human rubbed its forehead with a soft appendage. Can we start over? I'm Noah. We're here on a mission of peaceful exploration. Noah's explanation seemed implausible. Predators didn't do peaceful exploration. They were hunters. However, the humans were attacking immediately, giving Lyra little choice but to play along. I'm Governor Ly. Welcome to Vano Prime, she said cautiously. Thanks, Noah, Rep replied. I must admit, we were quite surprised to receive your transmission. You were. Why did you come here? If you didn't detect us, we're from a planet called Earth, rich in water and oxygen. One of science's nagging questions has been the origin of life. Our mission was to examine worlds similar to our own, and yours was the perfect candidate. You suspected we had the conditions for life. Then, well, yes, but every reasonable scientist back home thought our first contact would be with a primitive life form. Finding a single-celled organism in your oceans would have been a major victory. Why would Yoka we were starting to think we wereth only instance of life arising, but now finding a full-fledged ethnologic civilization, its wondrous one that not only spotted US bat seems to understand what we are too. Are you keep using the first-person pluralo is we of course. Where are my manners? Noah pivoted the camera, revealing another human at a console. This is Claire, Miko pilot. She's logging all of this for a... That's right, Claire agreed. I'm not much of a talker, but Noah runs his myth enough for both of yous anyways. The captain's eyebrows shot up. Edo, not for a moment their playful banter made them seem almost kindred, but the logical part of Lyra's brain reminded that predators were always searching for prey. This had to be an interstellar hunting expedition. Still, they weren't attacking, so perhaps treating this as a normal first contact was the best course of action. What would you say to seeing Venom? As esteemed guests of the Republic, of course. Noah's eyes sparkled with excitement. It would be honor. Liz's shirt raced as she ended the transmission. Inviting predators to their home was risky, but if these humans were utterly different, it might be there. On Lichensat's survival for now, she had to prepare for their arrival and hope that this encounter would end in peace, not bloodshed. The preparations for the humans' arrival on Vano Prime, where a phonetic Lyra had instructed her staff to make the necessary arrangements, sensing that the visitors would be met with hospital it and caution despite her reservations. She knew that a successful first contact could pave the way for peaceful coexistence, or at the very least buy them summertime to assess the true nature of these humans. Revik was less optimistic. Governor, I strongly advise against allowing them to land. We should keep them in orbit and limit their exposure to our planet. Your concerns? Ara noted Revik, but we need to take Thishans, Lyra replied, her voice firm. If thou truly come in peace, we cannot afford to make enemies out of potentialities. Revik grumbled but complied, relaying the instructions to the planetary defense items. As the human ship descended into Venal Prime's atmosphere, Lyra couldn't but feel a knot of anxiety tighten her stomach. The sight of that sleek metallic vessel gliding through the sky was both uninspiring and terrifying. Ship landed gently on the designated platform, its engines humming softly as it powered down. A ramp extended from the side and two figures emerged. Noah and Claire. They wore matching uniforms and their expressions were cautious but curious. Lyra approached them with Revik, her side accompanied by a small contingent of armed guards. Welcome to Van Prime, Lyra greeted, her tail flicking nervously. I am Governor Lyra, and this is me military advisor Revik. Noah smiled, showing his teeth again, but quickly closed his mouth when he noticed the guard stencing. Thank you, Governor Lyra. It's an honor to be here. This is my co-pilot Cialikla nodded politely. Governor advisor, we appreciate your hospitality. Lyra studied them classically to discern any hidden motives. We have prepared a reception for you in the capital. Please follow us as they made their way to the capital. Lyra couldn't help but notice the humans' fascination with their surroundings. They marveled at the architecture, the flora, and the diverse appellation of Vano Prime. Their behavior was so different from the Arx's ruthless and cold demeanor. Could it be that these humans were truly different? At their reception, Lyra introduced the humans to various members of the government and scientific community. The atmosphere was tense, but cordial, with both sides eager to learn more about each other. Noah and Claire were patient and respectful and swung questions about that planetary culture and their mission. So your species has never encountered an intelligent life form before? Asked Dover, a renowned xenobilist. No, we haven't, Noah replied. Found microbial life on some planets and moons, but nothing like what we have here. Meeting you is a monumental moment for us. Your world sounds fascinating, Bella said, her curiosity piqued. I would love to study your biology and learn more about your evolution. Claire chuckled. We'd be happy to share what we know. I'm sure our scientists back home would be just as eager to learn about you as the evening progressed. Lyra found herself cautiously optimistic. Humans' behavior was genuine, their curiosities, and they didn't seem to have any ulterior motives, and their interest in peaceful exploration appeared heartfelt. But the memory of the ARXUS betrayal still lingered in her mind, a constant reminder of the dangers of trusting predators. After the reception, Lyra invited Noah and Claire to a private meeting in her office. Revik stood guard at the door, his eyes never leaving their humans. I wanted to thank you again for your hospitality, Noah began. This has been an incredible experience for us. Lyra nodded. I'm glad to hear that. I must admit, we were concerned when we first detected your approach. Our past experiences with predatory species haven't not been pleasant. Claire's we understand. We've heard about Arxis and the devastation they've caused. We're not like them, Governor. We come in peace. Your words are rogering, Lyra said, her tenor cautious, but actions speak louder than words. We need to see proof of your Of course, Noah agreed. What can we do to earn your trust? Lyra considered this for a moment. There are many ways you can prove your goodwill. For starters, we would like to establish a mutual exchange of knowledge. Scientists can collaborate on research. We can learn from each other. That sounds like a great idea, Claire said enthusiastically. We have a lot to share, and I'm sure there's much we can learn from you as well. Secondly, Lyra continued, need assurances that your military poses no threat to us. We understand that you must have defensive capabilities, but need transparency about your intentions. Noah nodded. We can provide you with detailed information about the military and its capabilities. Our primary focus is on defense and exploration, not conquest. Lastly, Lyra said, we would like to establish a communication link between our worlds. This will allow us to stay in contact and build trust over time. We can arrange that. Noah agreed. We have the technology to set up a secure communication channel. Lyra felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps these humans were different. Perhaps they could be allies in the fight against the Axis and other threats that lurked in the galaxy. But trust would not come easily. It would take time, patience, and mutual effort. As the meeting concluded, Lyra escorted Noah and Claire back to their ship. The stars twinkled overhead, a reminder of the vast unknown universe they inhabited. Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of a new chapter in their history. A chapter filled with both promise and uncertainty. In the days that followed, humans began to integrate themselves into Venal society. They worked closely with scientists, engineers, and diplomats, sharing their knowledge and learning about Venal Prime. In return, their genuine interest and respectful demeanor gradually began to ease the fears and suspicions of the Venal people. Dr. Valath, xenobiologist, was particularly fascinated by the human's biology. She spent hours in Clara conducting experiments and analyzing data. The human's physiology was both similar and vastly different from Thevenal, providing a wealth of information for scientific study. It's remarkable how adaptable your species is, Va said one day, examining a sample of human blood under a microscope. Your immune system is incredibly best. Humans have evolved to survive in a wide range of environments, Noah explained. We've faced many challenges throughout our history, and it's made us resilient. Claire nodded. We've also developed advanced medical technologies to help us overcome diseases and injuries. It's one of our greatest achievements, Va smiled. I can see why our advancements in medicine could be incredibly beneficial to us, and I'm sure we have much to offer you as well. Scientific exchange was just one aspect of the growing relationship between the humans and the Venal. Diplomatic discussions were also underway, with representatives from both species working to establish formal alliances and agree. Governor Lyra played a key role in these negotiations, her initial skepticism giving way to cautious optimism. I must admit your presence has been a pleasant surprise, Lyra said during a meeting with Noah and Claire. Shown us that not all like the Axis. Noah smiled, his expression warm. We're just as eager to build a peaceful and cooperative relations. There's so much we can achieve together. Agreed, Lyra said, but we must remain vigilant. The Arcs are still a threat, and we cannot let our guard down. Claire's expression grew serious. We understand. We're prepared to stand by your side and help defend against any threats. The days turned into weeks, and the humans continued to prove their goodwill. They assisted with various projects from infrastructure to educational programs. Their presence became a part of daily life on Venal Prime, and the initial fears and suspicions began to fade on evening. As Lyra walked through the bustling streets of the capital, she saw humans and Venal interacting, laughing, and working together. It was a sight she never thought she would see, and it filled her with a sense of hope. Perhaps, just perhaps, they had found true allies in these humans, but the galaxy was still a dangerous place, and the Arcs were always a looming threat. Lyra knew that's real test of their alliance would come when they faced a common indomitable. Then she would continue to work towards building trust and cooperation there to create a better future for her people and their new friends. As the weeks turned into months, the integration of humans into Venal society continued to deepen the collaboration between the two species brought about significant advancements in various fields, from technology to medicine to culture. The initial apprehensions had largely subsided, replaced by Ginny's sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. One of the most significant projects was the establishment of a joint research facility dedicated to exploring advanced technologies and scientific retrospectives. Dr. VA and her team worked closely with human scientists to develop innovative solutions to common problems faced by both species. We've made remarkable progress in such a short time, VA remarked during a meeting with Lyra, Noah, and Claire. The potential for further collaboration is immense. Lyra nodded in agreement. The benefits of this partnership are already evident. People are learning from each other, And together we're stronger. Noah smiled. We're just getting started. There's so much more we can achieve together, Clara did. We've also been working on enhancing our communication styles, establishing a reliable and secure link between our worlds. As crucial for ongoing cooperation, the communication link was successfully established, allowing for real-time exchanges between Vanel, Prime and Earth. This development further solidified the bond between the two species, enabling them to share information resources and support more effectively. Despite the positive retrogress, Lyra remained vigilant. The threat of the Arxis was ever present. Angie knew that their alliance with their humans would be tested sooner or later. To prepare for this eventuality, joint military exercises were conducted, allowing both species to learn from each other's tactics and strategies. Commander, initially skeptical of the humans, found himself impressed by their combat capabilities and discipline. During a training session, observed the humans' proficiency in various scenarios from ground combat to space warfare. Your people are formidable warriors, Revik admitted to Noah after Roni exerts. I can see why you've survived for so long. Noah nodded. We've had our share of conflicts, but we've always strived to defend and protect Wraitheth and conquer. Our goal is to ensure peace and security for all. Rick's respect for humans grew, though he amended cautious. I hope that day comes, for no must be prepared for any threat that might arise. As the alliance between the Venland the humans strengthened, news of their spread throughout the galaxy. The species took notice, some viewing partnership with curiosity while others with suspicion. Federation in particular kept a close watch on the developments, wary of implications of a predatory with one of their member worlds. One day, as Lyra was reviewing reports in her office, she received an urgent message from the Federation Council. They requested an emergency meeting to discuss the alliance with the humans. Sensing the gravity of the Lyra prepared to address their concerns. The Federation Count convened via a holographic conference with representatives from various species. Aspirant Councillor Yelin, a prominent figure, spoke first. Governor Lyra, we've been monitoring your interactions with humans. While we acknowledge the positive outcome so far, there are significant concerns about the long-term implications of this alliance. Lyra took a deep breath before responding. Councillor Yelin, I understand your concern, Shiva. I assure you that the humans have proven to be genuinely their intentions are peaceful, and they have contributed greatly to our society. Councillor Tia Anothera, representative and Governor, the Federation stance on predatory species is clear. They have shown us the dangers they pose. How can we be certain that their humans will not follow a similar path? Lyra chose her words carefully. Their humans are different from the Arxis. They value cooperation, knowledge, and mutual respect. Their actions have demonstrated commitment to peace. We cannot judge them solely based on the actions of another species. Councillor Yellen remains skeptic. We must proceed with Tontha. Federation cannot afford antithreat like the Arxis. We will be closely monitoring the situation. On Vano Prime, any signs of aggression or hostility will be met with swift action. Lyra nodded, understanding the gravity of their concerns. We will continue to work diligently to ensure that our alliance with the humans remains a positive and constructive force in the galaxy. Your vigilance is appreciated. The meeting concluded, leaving Lyra with a sense of determination. She knew that the path ahead would be challenging, but she was committed to proving that the alliance with the humans was a step towards a bright future. As she looked out over the bustling city, Lyra couldn't help but feel a renewed sense of her peace. Partnership with the humans had already brought about significant of change, and she believed that together they could overcome any obstacle. The road to peace and prosperity was long, but with their newfound allies by their side, it was a journey worth taking. The alliance between the Vano and the humans continued to flourish, with both species working together to build a better future. Joint research facility became a hub of innovation, producing groundbreaking science in technology, medicine, and energy. The cultural exchange program followed for a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other's history, illustrations, and values. One of the most significant projects undertaken was the development of a new energy source combining Venal expertise in sustainable energy with human advancements in fusion technology. The project aimed to create a nearly limitless and environmentally friendly power source. Dr. VA and a team of scientists from both species worked tirelessly on the project, often spending long hours in the lab. The breakthrough came one evening when they successfully achieved a stable fusion reactor, generating an unprecedented amount of energy with minimal waste. This is incredible, VA exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. We've done it. This could revolutionize energy production for both our worlds. Noah, who had been closely involved in the project, grinned. It's a game changer. Imagine the possibilities: clean, abundant energy that can power entire cities without harming the environment. The successful fusion project was a testament to the power of collaboration and the potential for positive change when different species work together towards a common goal. It also served as a symbol of the trust and friendship between the Venland, the humans. As the alliance continued to strengthen, the threat of the Axis remained ever-present. Joint military operations and intelligence sharing became crucial components of their defense strategy. The combined forces of the Venel and the humans conducted regular patrols and reconnaissance missions to monitor Axis activity and protect vulnerable worlds. During one such mission, a Venel scout ship detected unusual Axis movements near the border of their territory. The information was quickly relayed to the Joint Command Center, where Lyra, Revik, Noah, and C.L.A. Conveneto discussed the situation. The Axis are mobilizing a large fleet. Revik reported his tone grave. Their trajectory suggests they may be planning an attack on one of our border colonies. Noah frowned. We need to act quickly. If they launch a full-scale assault, the colony won't stand a chance. Lyra nodded, agreed. Must intercept their fleet and prevent the attack. This is our opportunity to show the strength of our alliance, protect our people. The joint forces mobilized swiftly, deploying a fleet of ships to intercept the Azus. Battle that ensued was intense and brutal, with both sides sustaining heavy losses. However, the combined efforts of Veno and the humans proved to be a formidable force, ultimately driving the ARXR back and preventing the attack on the colony. The victory was a significant milestone for the Alliance, demonstrating their ability to work together effectively in the face of a common enemy. It also solidified the trust and respect between the two species, further strengthening their bond in the aftermath of the battle. The joint forces, her voice filled with pride and determination. Today we have shown the galaxy what can be achieved when we stand together. The Axis sought to divide and conquer us, but they underestimated the power of our unity. We will continue to defend our worlds and protect our people, no matter the cost. Noah stood beside her, his expression resolute. We are stronger together than could ever be. The alliance between the Veno and the humans is a beacon of hope in a galaxy fraught with danger. Together we will forge a path to a brighter future. The celebrations of their victory, Kent and Lyra couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for the unexpected turn of events that had brought the humans to Veno Prime. Their arrival had changed the course of their history, offering a chance for a better future, a future where cooperation and understanding prevailed over fear and conflict. The journey was far from over, and the challenges ahead would be formidable, but with their new allies by their side, Lyra was confident that they could face whatever the galaxy threw at them. The alliance between the Venel and the humans was a testament to the power of hope, resilience, and the belief that even in the darkest of times light could be found. And so, with renewed determination and a sense of purpose, Lyra looked to the stars, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle and build a future worthy of their shared dreams.